In the heart of South Africa, within pyrophyllite deposits, miners unearthed a profound enigma. These were not ordinary stones. They were the Klerksdorp Spheres, objects that challenge our understanding of the deep past. Their story begins nearly 3 billion years ago, in an era of primordial volcanic activity. Fine-grained ash settled in vast layers, eventually forming the sedimentary rock that would become the sphere's cradle. Within this nurturing matrix, a slow and patient process of mineral accretion began its silent work. This process, known as concretion, is the accepted geological explanation for their existence. Minerals carried by groundwater, precipitated layer by layer around a central nucleus. The uniform texture of the surrounding ash allowed them to grow spherically, unconstrained by harder rock. However, the sheer perfection of some spheres ignited a firestorm of controversy and speculation. Could nature alone sculpt such flawless globes, some balanced with incredible precision? This question gave rise to the theory of them being out-of-place artifacts or operts. Proponents of this idea suggest they are the remnants of a highly advanced, ancient civilization. They argue that the precision engineering of the spheres surpasses any natural geological process. Adding to the mystery are the fine, parallel grooves that encircle the equator of some specimens. To believers, these lines are not natural. They are clearly incised, a hallmark of deliberate design. These artifacts, they claim, are tangible evidence of a technological intelligence lost to the mists of time. Stories even circulated of the spheres rotating on their own axis, seemingly powered by an unknown internal energy. These accounts, though unverified, fueled the narrative of the spheres as objects of ancient power. The spheres are composed of hematite or wollastonite, minerals consistent with their geological birthplace. X-ray diffraction analysis has confirmed their natural mineral composition, leaving little room for exotic materials. Geologists offer a simple explanation for the enigmatic grooves that captivate so many. They are not carved lines, but the result of the surrounding sedimentary layers, imprinting on the growing concretion. As the sphere formed, it was compressed by the fine laminations of the host rock, creating the equatorial markings. This phenomenon is a well-documented aspect of how concretions form in layered sediment. Furthermore, the Klerksdorp Spheres are not unique in the world of geology. Similar formations, known as Moqui marbles, are found in the Navajo sandstone of Utah. These iron oxide concretions, while younger, formed through analogous natural processes. The scientific community remains firm. The spheres are natural, not artificial. They represent a fascinating, but entirely terrestrial, geological curiosity. The narrative of ancient astronauts or lost civilizations, while romantic, lacks verifiable evidence. Yet, the mystery persists in the popular imagination, a testament to our fascination with the unknown. The debate itself highlights the tension between scientific explanation and the human desire for myth. Spheres are not always perfectly spherical. Many are flattened or intergrown. This variation is inconsistent with the idea of mass-produced, precision-engineered artifacts. The internal structure of the spheres also supports a natural origin. Some have a solid, fibrous crystalline structure radiating from the center, a hallmark of natural growth. Others are composed of concentric layers of minerals, like a geological onion. These internal patterns are consistent with known geological concretion processes worldwide. No sphere has ever been found to contain a power source, gears, or any form of technology. The claims of self-rotation have never been substantiated under controlled laboratory conditions. These stories likely fall into the category of anecdotal evidence or outright fabrication. The host rock, pyrophyllite, is itself quite soft, with a Mohs hardness of only 1 to 2. Spheres, being made of much harder hematite or pyrite, stand out distinctly from their soft matrix. This hardness difference is why they are so easily and cleanly extracted during mining operations. The age of the deposit, 2.8 billion years, predate its complex life on Earth by a vast margin. For a technological civilization to exist then would require a complete rewriting of evolutionary history. No other evidence of such a civilization, no tools, no structures, no fossils has ever been found. The spheres remain the sole, ambiguous evidence for this extraordinary claim. Science operates on the principle of Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is usually the best. A well-understood natural process is far simpler than inventing a hypothetical, traceless super-civilization. The sphere story is a powerful case study in how context is crucial in scientific interpretation. Divorced from their geological context, they do appear mysterious and artificial. Within their context, however, they are a beautiful and logical part of Earth's history. The enduring appeal of the ancient artifact theory speaks to a deep human need. It is a need to believe that we are not alone, that history is grander than we know. The Klerksdorp Spheres become a canvas onto which we project our hopes and fears about the past. They are a geological inkblot test, reflecting the observer's own worldview. Do you see a rock, or do you see a relic? The answer lies not in the stone, but within ourselves. The discovery was made in the Wonderstone mines near Ottosdal, South Africa. Miners extracting pyrophyllite would regularly encounter these hard, spherical objects. Initially, they were little more than curiosities, collected by the workers. It was only when they reached the public that the speculation began in earnest. Newspaper articles and popular magazines sensationalized the findings. The lack of immediate, definitive answers from the scientific community created a vacuum. This vacuum was quickly filled by alternative theorists and authors. The spheres became a staple of literature on boards and ancient astronauts. Geologist Bruce Cairncross was one of the key researchers to study the spheres scientifically. His analysis confirmed they were natural concretions, providing detailed geological evidence. Despite such work, the artifact theory proved to have more popular and enduring appeal. The story was simply more exciting than the geological reality. The sphere's hardness, around 7 on the Mohs scale, is remarkable. This is much harder than the pyrophyllite, which is why they survive weathering. The color of the spheres can range from dark reddish-brown to a metallic sheen. Some spheres found in unweathered pyrite deposits are brilliant, metallic gold color. The idea of a perfectly balanced sphere originated from the Klerksdorp Museum. Curator Rolf Marx claimed a sphere was so balanced it would not move on a vibrating surface. This claim was tested by institutions like the University of California, Berkeley. Their findings showed that the spheres were not perfectly balanced or shaped. They were well formed, but well within the expected parameters for natural concretions. The myth, however, had already taken root in the public consciousness. The internet era gave the Klerksdorp Spheres a new and much wider audience. Forums, blogs, and viral emails spread the story globally, often without the scientific context. The narrative became simplified, perfectly round, metallic spheres with unnatural grooves. This simplification made the story more potent and easier to share. The reality of their varied shapes and natural origins was often lost in translation. The spheres are not hollow, as some early, erroneous reports claimed. This was another piece of misinformation that added to their mystique. The process of concretion can take millions of years to complete. It is a slow, patient sculpting process performed by the earth itself. The pressure and chemical environment must be just right for such forms to emerge. The Wonderstone deposits provided this exact, rare combination of conditions. Therefore, the spheres are a product of a specific place and a specific time. They are a snapshot of the unique geochemistry of the Precambrian world. The debate over the spheres is unlikely to ever fully disappear. They have become too ingrained in the folklore of the unexplained. For every scientific paper explaining them, a new YouTube video will claim they are alien. This duality ensures their place in our collective curiosity cabinet. The spheres are a reminder that the natural world is often stranger than fiction. Nature's ability to create symmetry and form can easily be mistaken for intelligence. We see patterns and assume purpose, a deeply ingrained human trait. The Klerksdorp Spheres are perhaps the ultimate geological example of this trait. They are not a message from the past, but a reflection of the present. The story of the spheres is not about ancient technology, but about modern belief. Their true value lies not in what they might be, but in the questions they inspire. The groove's consistency was often exaggerated in popular accounts. In reality, the number of grooves, their depth, and their spacing vary between specimens. This variability is more consistent with natural imprinting than with machine tooling. The mining company, Wonderstone Limited, has extracted these for decades. The pyrophyllite itself is used for a variety of industrial and artistic purposes. The spheres were an incidental, though fascinating, byproduct of this industry. Some have suggested the spheres are gastroliths, or stomach stones from dinosaurs. This theory is impossible due to the 2.8 billion year age of the deposit. Dinosaurs appeared more than 2.5 billion years after the spheres formed. Another fringe theory suggests they are ancient ammunition, like cannonballs. Again, the timeline and lack of any associated weaponry makes this untenable. The scientific explanation of concretion remains the only one supported by evidence. The sphere's journey from mine to museum to myth is a remarkable one. They have become cultural touchstones, independent of their true origin. The mystery is, in many ways, more valuable to the public than the solution. It allows for endless speculation, imagination, and storytelling. Klerksdorp Spheres are not artifacts of an ancient civilization. Instead, they are artifacts of the Earth's own deep, creative processes. Their story is written not in code or symbols, but in crystals and time. The grooves are not a message, but a scar from their geological birth. The balance is not perfect engineering, but a quirk of uniform accretion. The energy is not mystical, but the stored potential of geological time. They challenge us to see the extraordinary in the mundane. They ask us to appreciate the artistry of natural law. The greatest mystery of the Klerksdorp Spheres is how they reveal our own minds. They are a testament to the Earth's silent, patient, and powerful creativity. The debate continues, a quiet hum in the background of geological science. Each new generation rediscovers the spheres and asks the same question. Are they natural, or are they something more? The spheres themselves remain silent, offering no easy answers.